Hello and welcome. We spend a lot of time in these huge, gleaming public spaces, airports, malls, hospitals, and they just seem perfect. But today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the powerful and honestly pretty invisible forces that make it all happen. We're talking about the real, unsung heroes of clean.
I mean, you've done this, right? You're walking through a massive stadium after a game, or down a long hospital corridor, and you just stop and think, how? How on earth do they keep this place clean? There's no way it's just a guy with a mop and a bucket. The scale of it all feels, well, impossible.
And you know what? You'd be totally right. The answer isn't a person. It's a powerful team of machines. These are the workhorses, the heavy-duty equipment working behind the scenes, often after we've all gone home, to keep our biggest and most important spaces looking incredible.
Okay, so before we see them out in the wild, let's get to know the two main players on this cleaning dream team. They might look kind of similar, but they have very, very different jobs.
So pretty much any big cleaning job comes down to these two types of machines. First, you've got your ride-on models. Think of these like the Zambonis of floor cleaning. They're built to cover huge open areas as fast as possible. Then you have the walk-behind models. These are your specialists, built for getting into tighter spaces like classrooms or down narrow aisles with a bit more precision.
All right, now that we know the who, let's look at the where. We're going to start our journey in places where being clean isn't just about looking good, it's literally a matter of life and death.
And there is absolutely no place where the stakes are higher than in a hospital. This quote says it all. We're not just talking about dirt and dust here. We're talking about sanitation. We're talking about actively fighting the spread of infections. And the floor? That's one of the main battlegrounds.
Just think about it. A big hospital can have miles, literally miles of corridors that need to be sanitized over and over again every single day. A fleet of ride-on scrubbers can get that done fast and, more importantly, consistently. They lay down disinfectant perfectly every time, which is something you just can't guarantee with manual mopping. The impact is huge. It helps keep everyone, from patients to doctors, safe and healthy.
Okay, from human health, let's move on to food safety. Our next stop is inside a produce factory. You know, where all the fruits and veggies we eat get processed? In here, a clean floor is the first line of defense against food contamination.
The problem in here is a bit sticky. It's not just dust, it's bits of organic matter. Dropped fruit leaves behind sugary residue, which is basically a party invitation for bacteria. So you need a 1-2 punch. First, an industrial sweeper comes through to pick up all the solid debris. Then, a scrubber follows to completely wash away that sticky film, leaving the floor totally sanitized. It's this system that helps keep our food supply safe.
All right, we've seen the critical stuff. Let's move into the public spaces we're all familiar with. The places we go every day to learn, to shop, and just to have fun.
And let's be honest, whether it's elementary school or a huge university, students can be, well, they can be messy. These campuses are sprawling, with thousands of people coming and going all day. Keeping them clean is a massive job. Schools are the perfect place to see how both types of machines work together. You've got the big ride-on models cruising through the gymnasiums, cafeterias, and long hallways. But then, for the individual classrooms and offices, you need the smaller, more nimble walk-behind units. The result of this tag team effort? A much healthier place for everyone to learn and work. Now let's talk about business. Because in the world of retail, looks are everything. A customer's whole opinion of a store can be formed the second they walk through the door. And believe me, a dirty floor is an instant turnoff. For a big department store, the issue issue is just sheer size. You can't keep thousands of square feet looking polished with old-school tools. But here's the really interesting part. It's been shown that how clean a store is directly affects how long people shop. A cleaner space makes people feel more comfortable, so they browse longer. And, well, you know what that means. They usually spend more.
So let's step even further behind the scenes, into a warehouse. Now, this isn't a place most customers see, but keeping it clean is absolutely critical for business.
Warehouses are just enormous, and they kick up so much dust. And this isn't just about looking tidy. That dust can actually settle on products and ruin them. Because you've got these huge, wide-open floors, the big ride-on cleaners are really the only way to go. They're the key to protecting all the goods that keep our economy moving.
And for our last stop, we are going big. I'm talking really big. And this quote on the screen, it might be the understatement of the year. After a big concert or a championship game, a sports arena is just a disaster zone.
I mean, this is the final boss of cleaning challenges. right? You've got trash and spills from tens of thousands of people. The only way to tackle it is with an almost military-like precision. You have whole teams of people on multiple ride-on machines working together all night long, first to sweep up the mountains of debris and then to scrub the concrete floors, so the whole place is spotless for the next event, which is sometimes the very next day.
So, we've been on quite a journey, huh? From hospitals to factories, schools to stadiums. Let's just zoom out for a second and connect the dots. Why is this invisible workforce of machines so incredibly important?
Well, when you boil it all down, it comes back to these 4 big things. First, efficiency. Just getting a massive job done in a fraction of the time. Then there's safety, cleaning up spills to prevent accidents. Of course, there's hygiene, which, as we saw, is absolutely non-negotiable. And finally, it's all about the experience. Creating those clean, welcoming spaces that just make everything better for all of us.
So there you have it. Now you're in on the secret. I guarantee you'll never look at a sparkling clean floor the same way again. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other invisible systems, what other unsung heroes are out there working around the clock just to keep our world running smoothly? It's something to think about. Thanks for joining me.